Welcome to this week's episode of Live by TV. I'm super excited that you guys have decided to join us this evening. If you're watching on the replay, let us know. And if you're watching live, let us know where in the world you're watching from, because we do broadcast globally across LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube at the same time. So I'd love to know, where in the world are you watching from? Now, if you're new here, Live by TV is the place where we like to talk all about strategies and inspiring conversations that are going to ignite your business growth and set your mindset on fire. Now, each week I bring you an incredible guest that's going to drop some really inspiring stories, nuggets of wisdom that you guys can take away with you. So this week I've got the amazing Karen. Karen, welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you for having me, Rahini.
So Karen is really at the top of her game when it comes to not only positivity, but shifting mindset, like the energy shift behind it, but also helping you to get to quite literally 6 figures and beyond. She's all about kind of helping you to unearth the limiting beliefs that may be holding you back. Maybe you're not even aware of them as well. And she's all about helping you to really understand what is happening in your business. So she's kind of got the best of both worlds, from like the spiritual mindset point of view, but also the practical point of view as well. And I feel like that's so rare in the coaching world, to have somebody who does understand both and offers the best of both.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel that, I mean, I come from a fitness background, so I've always been a coach. I'm a natural coach. That's all what I always wanted to do, motivate and inspire people for change. Then I became more involved in I suppose, a mindset coach, more of a motivational coach, with an online digital marketing company. And then the issues that I saw, the biggest problems that I saw with working with clients was actually the transition, was a mindset issue, the transition from being an employee versus being a business owner. And everybody gets so excited, you know, they learn all this stuff to become whatever. You know, I come from the fitness world, so maybe they've spent a load of money becoming a personal trainer or a massage therapist, but there doesn't seem to be any real specific training in how to build your business once you're there. Right. And the problem that I see is that when you have a job, right, you go into work and you have a boss, or you have, you know, the owner of the company, and you have all these procedures already in place. You know, wherever you work, you probably have spreadsheets and KPIs and all these things, and you know exactly what you need to do every single day, basically to get paid at the end of the month. So there's no procrastinating. There's no, you know, getting out. You know what you need to do and you get on and do it. And then, you know, everybody has this idea that, you know, our goal is to work for ourselves. And they might start on that route, but all of a sudden, there's nobody telling them what actually to do to get clients. There's nobody holding them accountable. And then confusion, overwhelm sets in, and then nothing gets done. Or they can just be busy being busy, but not actually very productive. And they don't really know where they're going, whether they're en route or not. And they just might be just, you know, they're throwing mud at the wall all the time and just hoping something sticks. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. And you raised a really good point there about, and I'd love you to elaborate on this, because when I first heard this, it was a total game changer for me. You can be busy, but not productive.
Yeah. And it's almost like, I mean, you know, trust me, I've been there, you know, I've done it. So, you know, it'd almost be, well, if I'm busy, then I must be doing something. It's almost like, I think I was putting on a badge of honor, you know, I'm so busy. But
I think that culture is general, really, isn't it? The whole like I'm so busy culture.
Yeah.
How much time have you got?
Yeah. I mean, and it's not about being busy. It's, are you being productive? Are you making money? So, you can easily get distracted. And because a lot of people starting out in business, there is no structure. So they're trying to almost look for things to be busy. But actually, what are the important things that you need to be doing every single day to actually, the bottom line is, whatever business you're in, the bottom line is making money, right? Is getting clients if you're a coach. And what is it you're doing every single day to fill that pipeline? Because what I see is people, trying really hard to fill their quota. And then they might be busy dealing with those clients. And then, of course, where's the next lot coming through? So it seems to be people are either feast or famine. Whereas, it's so much easier when you have a system. So think back to when you did have a job, and guess what? They had a system, and you just followed the system. But the problem that I see, I know it's not everybody, but the problem I tend to see most often or not is that there is no structure to the day. They're just sort of clutching at straws and hoping that somebody's going to send them a message and they're going to make a sale.
Yeah. This is where your famous daily method of operation comes in, doesn't it?
We all need it. Look, I'm the type of personality, I can be distracted. I'm a little bit all over the place. I have to have some kind of structure to follow. Otherwise, I was definitely one of those busy being busy. And then at the end of the day, well, actually, what have I achieved?
Yeah.
So when you get the most important things done first, what's that? I can't think of the name of that book, about catching the early worm.
That's the book.
There you go.
The things done that you don't want to do first, just to get them out of the way. Yeah.
Because when do you have the most energy? First thing. And then it's, it will start to dwindle. If you're anything like me, it will start to dwindle throughout the day. Get the most important things done in the first thing. And then have this checklist so that you just do rather than procrastinating about, and all this wasted mental energy about deciding what to do. If there's just a clear strategy for you to follow every day, makes life a lot easier. And then what gets measured gets managed, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And guys, if you have any questions for Karen, drop them in the comment section below, because we'll be answering them live. Even if you're watching on the replay, leave a comment and still drop your questions in, because again, we will be following up with you guys. This is very much a give type podcast. But Karen, I suppose the question on a lot of people's minds is, yes, I can find clients, but how do I find and qualify high-paying clients?
Well, there be the big question, because I think there's so much around that is, we are in this environment that it's a little bit all for show. We want the likes, we want the comments, and that, that's, that's all good. However, are they turning into buyers? Very possibly not. Because I think a lot of people, obviously, if you're using Facebook, especially, I would say, because I've got to be honest, I don't know too much about the rest of them. Facebook is my thing. And sort of years ago, we focused on the Facebook page. Nowadays, people do tend to be working on their personal profile. But what we've got to remember is not everyone in your friends and family list have got any interest in what you do. So,
I would take that a step further and say 97% of the people on your feed who all follow you are not interested in buying your product or your services at that time.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. They may do both, and it is interesting. You do see that, but initially, we've got to come to this understanding that whatever we are selling, it isn't going to be appealing to everybody, and that is okay. That is okay. So step one is really getting fixated on who your ideal customer, client, whatever it is, and where are they? Where are they hanging out? They're hanging out somewhere on social media. So the idea, I suppose, behind what I teach very simply is, yes, we need to be posting content. Yes, we need to be consistently showing up, right? Putting ourselves at the expert in our field, not trying to sell, just educational posts, value posts, engagement, all this stuff, because then if we really think about where our ideal customer client is hanging out, we can go and join them wherever they're at, and whatever they post,
Then how do you specifically find out where they're hanging out? Do you just go and ask them? Do you just how do you conduct that research?
Well, for instance, I don't know, if you are, if your target audience is women with young children, stay-at-home mums, well, they're going to be hanging out. There's loads of different groups on Facebook where they could be hanging out.
Yeah.
So go there. If they're asking questions, go and give value, but stop trying to sell. Everybody is trying to, and I get it, they're excited, especially if they're new in business. Whatever they've trained in, they're excited about what they're doing and they want to get the message out. But social media, people do want to buy, but they don't want to be sold to, unless you're doing ads, right? So by just giving value without any expectation of anything back, and I think that is the key. When you keep just giving, people will just be curious, especially if you're not trying to sell, because they're almost expecting it. So then if they come and look at your profile, and you've obviously got it set to public, and they start seeing what you're posting, they're seeing, oh, she's the expert in XYZ. All of a sudden, they will start engaging with you. Only once they've responded with engagement, then I would suggest, okay, you go to the next stage. You could either send them a friend request or send a message. Again, stop trying to sell. It's all this, you're not going to ask for somebody's hand in marriage on the first date. You've got to start some kind of.
I don't know about that. Some people might.
Some people might. I'm still waiting. But it's about building relationship, and all the old adages, all the old quotes are true. It's the building the know, like, and trust factor. But then first.
So I would go to, I'm going to challenge you about this, because I'd say a lot of people are introverted, and when you tell them to go in to message somebody or speak to somebody, especially a stranger that has just reacted with their post, you tell that person to go and connect with that person and start a conversation. You may as well tell that person to go and build a rocket.
I understand that there's a difference between introverts and extroverts. So it's not something you can do it using Messenger. So there would be, I give my clients sort of, a script, as in some ideas, depending on what you're doing. So it could be just one word. It doesn't have to be a mass conversation, but it's just stop asking questions. Really, that's the thing. We get so obsessed about, we want to sell our thing because we know this is going to be good for them. So we want to talk about how good we are or how good our program is. But what we're missing is that it's actually all about them.
Yeah, good point.
It's about them. And if you don't ask questions, how do you know if they are going to be a good fit? So, and especially if you're more introverted, before you actually get on a conversation with them that could transition into sales school, surely you want to filter, have some kind of system to filter, to make sure that when you do actually get in there, at least halfway there, at least they're going to be interested in what you have to sell. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense. And guys, if you have any questions for Karen around this so far, drop them in the comment section below. I know quite a few are watching on LinkedIn right now, which is awesome. So we've covered sharing consistently, sharing the right content consistently. We've got to that point where we're reaching out to people, connecting with them, building that relationship with them. What's that next step to take it to the next level?
Then, and that is the thing, is the transitioning from them being a prospect into, well, turn it into profit, right? So how do we transition that into, and I would say ideally, for me personally, it would be to get them on a Zoom face to face as much as possible, because it is all the body language, and there's just, I don't know, it's just more open. However, I acknowledge that for somebody who's more introverted may struggle with that. So again, you can still do the same thing via Messenger, and it would start with, again, asking questions. If you're not getting an answer, wait, if you're getting reaction, then you can ask another question. And so then I would teach a method to take people through, because number one, so for instance, I'm obviously a coach. I want to help people get to 6 figures. So I'm going to be asking them, where they're at in their business, what are they currently doing to get leads? Do they do one-to-one? Do they do group coaching? Then I might transition into what are their goals? I use if you had a realistic magic wand, what would your life look like a year from now? And the idea is you want to get them to do the talking, not you. Get them to paint their dream. Then you can transition into, well, what kind of why are you not there yet? What do you think is holding you back? What's slowing you down, standing in the way, stopping you from having this, wonderful business? And then once you've got what they tell you, if that fits in with what you're selling, then when you present, and the way I help people create like a 3-step methodology or 3-step process, 5-step, whatever it is, using what they've given you. So then for them, they think, oh, this is a perfect match for me. So rather than trying to push the sale, the idea is that you want them to come to the conclusion that, yeah, you've got the solution to their problem.
I love it. Karen, that is a really crash course on how to get clients and amazing clients. Where can people get in touch with you to find out more?
My Facebook page is Karen Roberts Coaching, Karen Roberts Coaching on LinkedIn. I have an ebook, so download the ebook. That will give us sort of a quick breakdown of how to do this. So KarenRobertsCoaching.com/ebook. There you go. That's simple. So yes, I do offer a short 15-minute discovery call. I will then take them through the process. They will get, I'm not one of these, everything is transparent. I'm not don't talk about price or don't, then if you want to have a second strategy call, and you want to understand how we work, then you can back that. But it's very open, it's very transparent. But yeah, start with a book.
Amazing.
If it resonates.
Do you know what, guys? I definitely recommend having at least a one-to-one with Karen, because we've had a number of conversations, and honestly, the strategies that she's got in place already, they're proven to work time and time again for multiple business owners. But also, if you're at that point where you're earning, say, 2 to 3K a month, but you're maybe struggling to get to that next point where you're earning 5 or 6 figures, even higher 5 figures, then definitely have a conversation with Karen, because one, she can help you to unearth what may not be going right in your business and what could be better, etc. And honestly, having a coach like Karen is just going to make life so much easier, and you're going to streamline your success. Now, who doesn't want that? So Karen,
I believe we all need a coach. I have a coach. Sometimes sometimes all we need is that kick up. Again, you don't have the accountability that you have in a job. So having somebody to just, that you feel accountable to, that's what it is. I know that if I'm going to meet my coach, it's like, have I done what I said I was going to do? It makes you keep going.
Exactly, exactly. Karen, thank you so much for joining us today. I really, really appreciate your time and your nuggets of wisdom, because it has been genuinely really insightful.
Well, thank you for having me. I hope it helps.
I'm sure it will do, guys. And guys, let us know in the comment section, has this been insightful for you? If it has, let us know. Feel free to share it out with people as well who you think would benefit from hearing the nuggets of wisdom that Karen has just shared. But also, that's it from us for this week, guys. Really appreciate you commenting, all the love that you've been sharing, and also um, commenting and sharing and liking and everything. So if you want to be interviewed, email me in the bottom below. My email is right there, scrolling across a little ticker thing. And get in front of hundreds and hundreds of business owners worldwide, just like Karen has. That's it from me from this week. And Karen, join us next Thursday, 7 p.m. GMT time for another awesome, inspiring conversation. See you there, guys.